Okay, good morning, guys. So it's Wednesday today. So I'm back from holiday, and that was fabulous. And now I've only got 2.5 more weeks of child on holiday, and then life can return to normal. But he's at holiday care this week, so that's lovely for me. I get to do work and spend some time with you guys as well. So this week we are speaking about boundaries. Okay, so one of the probably for myself, one of the most hectic things that I ever had to learn and implement, because my natural tendency is to always want to help people, and I'm a healer, so like you just basically are in that space all the time where you just want to give, because that's what your natural tendency is. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you guys through how these things work, what the concept is of us as a person, and how we are relating to everyone else, and what it means to be an empath as well. Okay, and there's different aspects for me to boundaries that we're going to look at. It's a massive topic, so in the time I have with you guys today, I'm going to skim around it, but it's basically at the end of the day, you're in the middle of it all, and it's all about you. Okay, this whole journey is about you, about the lessons you're needing to learn, and then how that expands out to other people. Okay, cool. So, right, so let's start. Just going to take a nice deep breath in, and just center yourself, and just close your eyes for me. And just for the next few minutes, just with intent, with intention, with love in your heart, allow yourself to receive now, because today is about you, and today is about the love that you feel for yourself. It is literally about understanding why it is important to set these boundaries, as it will help you on your growth path. Okay. Fabulous. Okay, so basically, you've heard me speaking. If you've been on the group, if you've ever trained with me, I talk in pictures. Okay, so for me, again, I'm in my circle. So whenever I speak, I see myself as the center point. I see my soul as the center point. I see my being as the center point, and I have my circle around me. So while I was prepping this morning, I had this vision of myself as a castle, and around the castle is a moat, is like a wall. So if you can imagine like one of these old castles you get here in England, it's got this like big wall around it, and this deep moat around it, and in the center is this castle. So basically what happens is that if we allow other people to break down the castle wall, we are allowing our boundaries to be crumbling. We don't have boundaries set. Okay, the whole point for having boundaries is to preserve ourselves, our sacredness, protect ourselves, etc. But many of us have no walls. We are literally like, we are a free-for-all. We are open for anyone. Our energy is not protected. Our essence is basically not protected, because we're just allowing anyone to walk into the circle and do what they want to do. They can literally just come in. They don't even have to knock at the door. So imagine in life, if you just allow people to come into your house whenever they want to, can go into the cupboards, they can take your food, or they can take your best dress and just put it. That's basically what you're doing. So you're literally just like, all the doors are open. It's like, okay, come on in, it's fine. You can just take what you want. Even though that is my favorite pair of shoes, or I really need to cook my family that dinner, you can just take it. So that's literally what we do every single day if we do not create boundaries. Okay. So now the big problem is, I basically worked with 4 areas where I've got, like, if you're an empath, so a lot of us on the group, because you're a light worker, because you're a sensitive person, you're an empath. So the thing that happens with you is you have this ability to feel stuff. Okay, when you walk into a place, you can feel energies, you can feel people's emotions. So you are literally, as a human being, constantly on high alert. So you are, forever going, oh shame, that poor person, I can feel how sad they are, like I can just see this, and maybe I should help them. So empaths, they want to help. Okay, they are sensitive, and they basically want to be in that space where they're giving the whole time. So if you're a healer, if you're a sensitive person, then your need from within, from a soul level, is literally to constantly be in that space where you're wanting to give to other people, to make them feel better, to help them. Okay, so these things are really important because most of us are empaths, so our natural tendency is to want to do that. And it's beautiful because being an empath is a great gift. And I feel that being an empath for me and for all of you guys, it's the best thing that can ever happen to you. Because even imagine if you went through life not being able to feel, not being able to experience joy, sadness, all those type of things. It would be a really dead experience. It would be a very mundane experience. So being an empath is beautiful because you can feel the pain, but you can also feel the joy. Okay, and that's a gift. And I think too often people go, oh my God, I'm an empath, it's so hard. And then what happens is that they literally lock themselves in a room and create boundaries. Well, not even boundaries, like literally barriers. And they never interact with anyone because they're too scared of what they might feel and how they might get affected. Okay, so it's really important to understand that it is a gift and you have the ability to protect yourself and set down your boundaries as an empath and then use it to your advantage. So as an example, I'm an empath, but I literally walk around. You can ask anyone who deals with me energetically. I don't walk around with my energy open. I'm like a closed book. So if I go into public spaces or malls or anything like that, I don't let other people's energy affect me. Okay, I used to, I'd be driving down the highway past the shacks in South Africa and I'd be bawling my eyes out because I was just looking at everything that was happening and I was feeling stuff and it was so hectic. But I needed to learn to put my barriers up, to go, okay, this is what I can control and this is what I can't control. Because this whole thing about being an empath, it's about higher perspective. It's about constantly being in that space of understanding, why am I feeling this and how can I use it to better the world? How can I use it to help you? How can I use it to help myself? Okay, feeling and all of this intuitive abilities and all of that type of stuff, it is about higher perspective. It's constantly about having that 5D knowledge and wisdom and vision when you're looking at things that's wrong in the world, things that's wrong with people, etc. Okay, if you are a people pleaser, for instance, someone who needs to be validated, someone who wants people to like them, someone who basically needs to be loved by other people. I spent a big chunk of my life being in that space, like working really hard and breaking down my boundaries and everything so that I would be in the space where people appreciated me and I felt like I was worthy. So I spent most of my corporate life being a complete people pleaser, obviously being very successful, but being burnt out most of the time because it was all about getting people to like me so that I could feel better about myself. Okay, so this is something a lot of us struggle with. So I want you to start identifying which of these categories are you falling into, because for me, empath it's about feeling. Being a people pleaser, it's about your worth. It's about how do I feel about myself? Do I love myself enough that I will say no? And I will actually respect myself enough to say no to certain things that people are asking of me. The other thing that also happens for me, and what I see a lot with people, is that there's this what we call like family obligation. So you have this thing about, I have to do this for my parents, or I have to do this for my siblings or my aunts or my uncles or whoever, but we come in with this huge obligation and this societal idea that we just need to not have boundaries with family members. That if my parents want to treat me like shit, I'm going to be okay with it. If my siblings are going to treat me horribly, I'm going to be okay with it because I have to love them and I have to respect them. For me, respect is a mutual thing. You have to respect me so that I can respect you. So if I step into a relationship where I'm not being respected, I am not respecting myself, okay? Remember, as I always say, like whatever's happening outside of you is a complete mirror reflection of what's going on inside you. So if you have a family member who is taking advantage of you, always, needing your time, needing your money, pleading for this, pleading for that, wanting this, wanting that, they're taking from you the whole time and they're not respecting you as a person, okay? You need to have enough respect to go, oh, actually, I need that time. I need that money, I need that space. So it's about understanding that you are needing stuff as well, that I'm worthy again of my own time, of my money, of my respect, of all of those things. Okay, so it's a constant thing about boundaries. Is really just it's a reflection also for me of what's going on outside. So that's important. So if you fall into that category, have a think about, like, who are you doing this with? Who are you playing this game of just allowing them to run over you, allowing them to constantly take from you? And why are you doing that? Why do you need this validation? What's happening with your self-worth within yourself? Okay, very important. And then there's obviously also one of the other aspects for me is past life contracts. So if we are setting past life contracts, or we have set a past life contract with someone, say it was a contract of healing or protection or something like that, then very often the lines of the boundaries get blurred again, because now we're feeling bound to this person. So I don't understand why, but I just can't keep on. I can't stop myself from giving. I can't stop myself from wanting to save this person. I can't stop myself from wanting to help this person. Okay, so there's that aspect as well. I would say that's a very small percentage. So if I had to take the circle and I had to say that was maybe 10% of the cases, the rest of them is mostly because you're an empath and you want to save people, or it's mostly about the fact that you're having issues with self-worth. Okay, so if we had to box it up, those are the things that you're needing to understand and needing to look at. Now, the reason that we do this stuff also, and I mean, we're doing this because we're needing people to like us, we're needing to feel validated, we're needing to feel like we're contributing in the world. Because on a soul level, all of us wants to give, all of us wants to help, want to be out there doing something to make things in the world better. Now, if I go into the world and you are, say for instance, you're my friend, and you're now suffering with things, and I keep on going in there and I keep on trying to help, so you know, you are suffering and there's things in your life isn't good, you're running out of money, you've got big issues, whatever, and I'm constantly in there giving you money, I'm constantly in there giving you my time, I'm constantly in there trying to make things better for you, taking away responsibilities from you, all that type of stuff, so that you feel better. What am I actually doing to you? Okay, that person that I am trying to help has got a soul path to walk. They've got a journey. They've got like a whole bunch list of lessons that they're needing to learn. And here comes Yolandi with her Superwoman cloak on, and she's going, oh, guess what? I can get in there and I can help, you know, her feel better, and I can make her happy, and I can heal her, and I can save her and everything. So basically on an ego trip here, Yolandi's going and she's swooping in and trying to save ex-friend. Okay, what's happening with ex-friend is she's going, thanks Yolandi, take, but ex-friend has still got a list, as long as her arm, of lessons that she is needing to learn, and she's not learning that because I am taking those away from her. Okay, this is a massive thing, and by me constantly meddling, trying to, you know, take responsibility away, trying to just make things better for her, I'm ruining her chances at ever becoming the person that she's meant to become. Okay, so just because I want to feel better and I'm getting the, oh my God, Yolandi, you're so amazing, blah, 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 that's not right, guys. So the thing is, you have to understand that that person, that human being, has got soul lessons that they need to learn. They have to be in that space where they are learning. They have to fall on their face. They have to pick themselves up again. They have to go through pain. They have to go through joy, all of those things. But by me saving, I'm taking that completely away from them. So it is very important that, again, this whole journey is like, it's like bloody business analysis. You have to constantly sit and go, let me analyze my relationship with this one. Let me analyze my relationship with this one. Let me see what this is about. Because you have to be very aware of your interactions with people and how you are messing up or not messing up, learning, how are they learning, etc. It's such a delicate balance. It's like this enmeshment, and we have to see, where do we fit in, where do we play a role. Okay, so Yeah, so for me, that ego-based thing about like wanting to help, wanting to save, that's really important. You need to check yourself there. You need to be honest with yourself and go, shit, what am I actually doing here? How am I not helping this person? Okay. And they need to learn. They have to go through the process. Otherwise, why are they here? Just like you. Why do you get to go through all these lessons and you feel that it's important for other people not to go through these lessons? We all have to go through shit, and it is okay, and it is part of our lives. But the more I learn, the better my journey is going to be. So if I keep on negating, taking away from that person learning, they are never going to get there. And it's your fault. I mean, that's it. Whoops. I mean, I know it sounds cruel and I know it sounds harsh, but it's your fault. You are doing them a disservice. Okay? So for me, you have to get into that space of understanding that part of it. And then we get into the, what is it that I need? What is it that I am needing to learn about myself? Okay, so for me, the big thing when I was going through my journey of discovering this whole boundaries thing was I needed to learn to say no. Okay, so there's this cute expression about no is a sentence. And for me, I always wanted to validate. So I literally was always going, there needs to be a reason why I can't do this. Because also I come from an Afrikaans background. So we just don't say no. My parents are, they lovely and I love them to bits. But my parents have got this thing where like they do stuff for other people. And that's how I got taught, okay? And it's like I needed to unlearn that family conditioning. And it's beautiful and it's awesome that they're doing it, but it's not my journey. Okay, it's not my journey to be there for everyone and like open myself up and just give. I needed to learn to set boundaries. As a healer, I needed to learn to go, okay, this is enough. I can't give you all my time. I can't give you all my energy. I have to look after myself. What happened with me when I was younger is that I would work myself stupid and then crash on a Friday night with no energy left over, and then I would just like restart the cycle. And I mean that led to adrenal fatigue and just basically burnout. Okay, so and anxiety and all that type of shit, because I was trying so hard to make sure everyone else was okay that I completely lost myself in the process. So where are you now? Are you losing yourself in the process of being so freaking obsessed with everyone being okay? And where are you? And the minute that I realized that, and it was quite sad because it took my mom getting breast cancer, there you go, breast cancer, to basically, for me to learn to have boundaries, which was crazy. So I was in Cape Town, my mom was in Joburg, she got really sick, and I was at that stage working full time. I think my boy was about 2.5, 3. So I was obviously like wanting to travel up and down the whole time to make sure my mom was okay and all that, even though it was my mom's journey actually, not about me, but at that point in time didn't realize that. So constantly traveling up and down, but also working at the time. And I was working for a British company and all of that type of stuff, so it was very high stress job, and had my little one to look after and the husband to look after, listen to how I speak now. I had to look after everyone. I was the eldest sibling, so it was also my responsibility to make sure my mom was okay. I had to make sure my dad was okay because he had a stroke the year before, so it was like, everything was on my shoulders. So it was really, really hectic. And I was just like, one day, I was like, fuck, I can't do this. Like, I literally went, I don't have the time. I can't juggle all the balls and do all this stuff. And I literally had to stop and go, I need to ask someone for help. And it was it was the hardest thing. It was like, even now thinking about it, I'm like, fuck, it was so crazy. But I had to ask one of my friends for help. And it was, how hard was that for me? It was like, ripped my freaking heart out. And I did it. And she immediately said yes. Like, she didn't even like blink twice. She just went, yeah, sure, I'll do it for you. I was like, fuck, that was easy. And it was like that day the blinkers fell off, because I had the ability to actually go, I can give this responsibility over to someone else. This burden that I felt of having to make sure everyone else was okay, I could just give some of it away. And that was the first day that I actually asked someone for help. And they just went, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, fuck, people will actually say yes. And from that day on, I realized that I could go and ask people for help. I could go to my friends and my family and everyone, and I could say to my husband, can you please do this? And not just think I had to do everything else. So the minute I changed and I realized that I didn't have to carry the whole world on my shoulders, everything shifted. It was quite amazing. So that for me was such a good lesson to learn. And I mean, everything turned out fine. My mom got better, blah, blah, blah. So it was great. But it was that defining moment when I was like literally standing there going, fuck, everything's going to fall over. And then, whoops, I could let go. Okay, so you need to get to that point where you have the courage, firstly, to ask for help. And then from there on, I could start saying no. I could start looking at things going, I have so much finite time. I have so much finite energy. Am I going to kill myself again to the point of wanting to fall over? Okay. And that's what I need you guys to start thinking about, is that overgiving thing. Shit, it's so hectic. You have to get into the space where you're going, how am I killing myself here? How can I actually just ask someone for help? Because you know what? People want to freaking help. Okay. People are always willing to step up. And if that person won't help you, ask someone else, okay? Because the thing is, there's always someone who's there who's got your back, okay? And they will help you out when you ask. If your friends aren't there, ask up there. You know, ask your guides, ask your higher self, but ask for help, because we think we need to do all this shit ourselves, okay? And that's the first step in creating boundaries, is about like saying, okay, that's it. I can't do this by myself. I need help, okay? And then I want to challenge you this week. I want to challenge you to go into the space where you say no to one person. And I'm going to challenge you to not have anything after that sentence, okay? Because for me, it was always like, if I say no, I had to have a reason to give to that person to say no. Then I look at other people and they just go no. And I'm like, how can you just say no? But no one questions someone just saying no. No one's expecting you to give a reason why you are saying no. It's only you thinking you need a reason to say no, okay? No one gives a shit about that. You just say, no, sorry, I can't help you. Done. Not, no, sorry, I can't help you because I'm busy, or no, sorry, I can't help you because I really don't like doing this, or whatever. You don't have to say any of that. Just say, no, sorry, I can't help you. Just one person this week. I challenge you to start, because if you start setting your boundaries, shit, you are going to free yourself in such a big way that it will be like a mountain is lifted off your shoulders. So if you're ready to lift the mountain off your shoulders, take the first step, okay? Take the first step and say no. And that's it. Just once this week, do that for yourself, okay? Once this week, ask someone for help. Take that massive load of shit that you're carrying with you and ask someone for help. Okay, there's someone at my door. The universe is going, it's really important. Ask for help. And even if it is not a person, ask the universe for help, okay? Because that's really important. So this week, that's my challenge to you. Let me know how it goes, because you guys need to start analyzing your relationships. And I want you to literally sit, make time, because this stuff is important. And you have to take responsibility for this journey. You have to take responsibility for your healing path. If you don't start analyzing what the shit is in your life and you're just going, oh my God, I don't know what to do, then that's not good enough at this point in time, okay? Do you want to move forward? Do you want things to get better in your life? Yes, you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the group. Yes, you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this work, okay? So therefore, you need to invest time. You need to invest your own energy into this journey, okay? So take time this week. Write down the 3 people in your life that is draining at the minute, okay? The 3 people that you're going, oh my God, you are just like when they phone or when they like message or whatever, it's like you just actually want to just die and melt and run away. Take those people, okay? Sit and say to yourself, where do you fall into the spectrum here? Am I doing this because I'm a people pleaser? Am I doing this because I'm an empath? Am I doing this because I think there might be some kind of contract between us? Am I doing this because you're family? Okay. And then you see, how is this serving you? How is this helping you? You have to start analyzing and pulling at the threads of the makeup of the relationship. So as I always say, what's the higher perspective? What is the lesson that I'm needing to learn? What is the lesson that that person, that she or he is needing to learn? Okay, if we don't start analyzing things and looking at it from the right perspective, we're never going to learn, we're never going to know. Okay, so that's so, so important. So I just need you guys to really start getting into that space of understanding that. And through doing that, you can start building your walls up again. Okay, it's all about like seeing yourself being the center point again. It's about understanding that you are worth the time and effort that you are giving away at the minute, that you can take that for yourself, that you need that for yourself. Okay, you've got stuff to do here, you've got like beautiful things to achieve, but if you're constantly busy doing that for them, then there's no time left for you. There's no time left for your soul. There's no time left for the mission that you have wanted to fulfill for yourself in all of this time. Because what are you doing? You're constantly putting it out there, constantly giving it away. Okay, so I know it's hard, and people are always going, oh, but I don't even know where to start. Well, today I've shown you where to start. I want you to start analyzing these relationships. I want you to be really, really brutally honest with yourself and go, why the hell am I doing this? Am I doing this because I'm feeling guilty? Am I doing this because there's shame, or there's blame, or there's obligation? Those are the low vibrational energies that we should not be using and engaging with on our spiritual path. We should be kicking its ass, basically. Okay, if those things come up in your mind, you need to sort it out, because if you're dealing with those energies, you are messing with your vibration. Okay, and you don't want to be messing with your vibration. You want to be in the space where you are always on a high vibration. You are aware. And I'm not saying life is going to be simple and there's going to be no challenges, because the whole thing is the challenges are there so you can get to know yourself better. But the awareness, guys, the awareness of like taking everything and not just going, I don't know, because you do know. You just need to make time to tap in and understand. Okay, and really, really taking the time, because this journey is all about taking time for yourself, putting yourself first, because you are worthy of this. Your beautiful soul wants to expand and do fabulous things. It doesn't want to have to deal with freaking boundaries all the time. Okay, and I had to laugh this week, because the minute I said to the universe, guess what, I'm talking about boundaries, my boundaries got tested to the limit this week with clients and all sorts of stuff, and I was just like, thanks for reminding me. And I was just like, doof, I'm not doing this. I'm not giving my energy and my time away to people who are not in the right energetic exchange with me. Okay, so you guys need to please be aware of this. I feel like I'm lecturing today, but I think it's what I'm here to do today. Okay, it's about like seriously mission, guys. Make a mission. So I want to just take a few minutes to go into your center of your being. I want you to just connect with your soul again today. I want you to connect with your being, with who you are, so that you can understand how worthy you are, so that you can understand how much it matters that you start building up the boundaries. Because this beautiful soul of yours just wants to shine, okay? And it can't shine when it's got all of this shit that you're needing to let go of. Okay, so help the soul shine by taking the time to remove the obstacles that's stopping the light from coming through. Okay, so lecture complete. Thank you for listening, and let's quickly connect with the soul here this morning. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for me, and I want you to just breathe in. And I want you to breathe out. And I want you to breathe in and out. Let's get connected to our heart again. Let's drop in there. Now I want you to visualize yourself as the castle. See the circle around you and look at your walls. See where they are now. What's the state of your walls? Are they completely crumbled? Are they firm and strong? Are there some little holes? Are there some big holes? Be honest with yourself. And in those holes, who's standing there? Okay. And in the middle is you. And just connect to your crown right now. We're just letting the beautiful energy in. And drop into your heart. We're asking to connect our beautiful soul. Just expand the higher self connection. Just allowing yourself to be in that space. I want you now to see how the soul sees you, the human. Feel that love and acceptance. There's no judgment there. There's just love. And all that the soul wants you to do is be in that space of love for yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more you can extend that outwards in a healthy way. In a way that serves you and your soul, and in turn helps others without depleting you, without breaking you down, without shattering who you are, the beauty of you. This is all about healthy relationships. It's about understanding your needs are important as well. That you're needing to honor yourself. You are a sacred being. You have the right to say no, and you have the right to think it's important for you to spend time with you. You have the right to know that it's important that you must come first. Because if you are depleted, how are you ever going to help the rest of the world? How are you ever going to be that beacon of light for others? So just be in that space now. Feel that complete love, that worth. Know that you are important. That each of us plays such a vital role here. Sakriala nakia motaraiani siala rasenko hiate haniana maia aliala suratekia hemealala iatekia hesiala rasoko hia hemiatekia nao hesiana raia and we're asking your beautiful soul now to start helping you build up those walls again. There's a perfectly beautiful door that you can open and close. Don't have to let anyone break through your walls. You are the master of this experience. You choose to say yes, and you choose to say no. You are not beholden to anyone. You are only beholden to your own soul and your experience. So choose to open the door when it feels right, and choose to close the door when it feels right. And in your heart, when you can feel that this doesn't feel good, it's not working for me, say no and close the door. And that is perfectly fine. All of this is done with the intention of love, but the intention of love for yourself at this point in time. And the more you love yourself, the more you love everyone else. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Awesome. Okay guys, so please. This journey is about you loving you. Okay. Okay, so next week. I've been trying to go through the alphabet very systematically. So last week we did A, this week we're doing B. Then I got to C, and then I had a list as long as my arm, because there's all these things I want to speak about that starts with the C. So this might be the most disjointed alphabetical journey that you've ever been on, but you know what? You'll survive, and this is all shit that's important, so bear with me. So next week we're going to talk about courage. There's all sorts of other stuff. I mean, I've got crystals, I've got chakras, I've got the clays that I want to speak about. So there's about a month's worth of C's we might have to deal with. So C might just be a really big letter for all of us. So just bear with me, and I hope that's okay. But next week we're speaking about courage. Okay, so there's so much to say about courage, and I can speak about that for hours. So we'll see what the guidance is from my beautiful higher self on that little subject. But yeah, let me know like how it goes with your boundaries this week, guys. Post in the group, let me know if there's stuff that you want to know. I loved last week's interaction, people talking about the physical aspects and all that type of stuff. It was lovely. I do enjoy answering your questions, so please like share with the group. Remember, this is a beautiful safe space where we all get to share. So I hope you enjoyed the live, and yeah, so apologies for all the lecturing, but it was necessary today. No judgment, just love. Okay, so that's the thing. We're working from that space of love for ourselves, and that's what this week is about. So your tasks are sit and look at who are your boundary people, okay? Work with saying no just once this week. Like, that's all I'm asking, and ask for help, okay? And it doesn't even have to be from a person. The doorbell rang. The universe said you can ask me as well. Okay, so fabulous. Okay, so have a beautiful day. Pleasure, Zona, darling. And I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you.